Eddie our leopard geckos. Well, I say he, but we are now starting to believe that Eddie is a female.
Well, she looks amazing. I love leopard geckos. Can I put my hand there?
Yes.
It's been forever since I held a leopard gecko. Hi, darling. Look at you. You're so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course, of course.
So cute. Now, do you want me to put her back in her cave?
She likes her cave the most.
Okay, there we go. We're gonna go in the cave.
Can't wait to show you how I created this amazing bioactive leopard gecko enclosure for her. So I have another build for you. This one's super special. It's for our little girl leopard gecko, Eddie. So you may have seen her in other videos, and I've had a lot of requests for upgrading her enclosure. Some of you may have known that Eddie had a bit of an MBD issue, but she is much stronger now and she is thriving in her new habitat. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel for other builds just like this. Alright, so welcome to the Gecko Oasis. Just like other builds that we've done, I have this little mock-up book that I like to kind of sketch up what I'm going to do in the enclosure. And this just helps me really get my thoughts onto paper or on a screen, so that way I can follow it through and hopefully make my vision look like what my inspiration is. Since Eddie is doing so good and we want to provide her with this brand new enclosure, I really wanted to make it as enriching and natural as possible. So the first thing is I want to give her plenty of areas to dig and burrow. I'm going to do that by giving her some nice bioactive substrate, and I'm also going to add in some excavator clay and make some little outcroppings and hides and something that kind of looks like a termite mound, just for her to explore and hide in. And the other thing we're going to do is add in some low humidity plants for some visual enrichment. So this is going to just spruce up the whole enclosure and make it look nice and lush and green without affecting our humidity too much. Because this is a leopard gecko enclosure, we don't want to pick plants that are too tropical that will end up raising the humidity within our enclosure. So we're going to stick with things that are arid, like Echeveria, Haworthia, snake plants, etc. Some of the other hardscaping that I'm going to add is different pieces of wood like cork bark, and I'm also going to add in things like a water bowl, a food bowl. All the structures should be made with the excavator clay and the wood together to be kind of permanent hides for her. For this enclosure, I am using Josh's Frog's Bioactive Desert Kit. And this kit is amazing because it has all of the pieces right in it. So we have our plants, we have different wood options, we have our cleanup crew, our substrate. It's an all-in-one kit put together. So this is going to be super easy to make this really cool leopard gecko enclosure. The first thing that I needed to do on this build was actually assemble my enclosure. So with the Meridian style Zen Habitats enclosure, they're super easy to put together. I did this a little bit out of order because I wanted to keep the top open for when I built it. So what I did was I unfolded the bottom, back, and top pieces. I inserted my side panels. I screwed the bottom screws in so those were secure. Once I have everything put together, then I will bring that screen down and attach it with the screws, and it will be all secure. And then I just lipped open the screen so that I could work inside the enclosure. The next thing I did in this enclosure was install my substrate shield. Because we're going to be giving Eddie some nice deep dirt to dig in, it's essential that we use that substrate shield to hold our dirt in so it doesn't fall into our door tracks. The other thing is we were installing a bio basin, and this is just going to help hold all of that dirt and in case we have any moisture so that it doesn't leak out of the enclosures. One recommendation when putting in the bio basin is that you attach your double-sided tape to the basin first and then slowly go around and unpeel that tape as you're installing it. So now to get on to the fun stuff. The first thing I'm going to start adding is my substrate. So this is a really great mix that Josh's Frogs makes. It's perfect for bioactive desert terrarium where it has all the sand and dirt and moss and charcoal all mixed in, so it's just ready to go. All you have to do is add a little bit of water and then your substrate's ready. So once my substrate was in place, it was time to start playing with some excavator clay. This stuff is so cool. It comes in basically a sand-like consistency, and you add water to it, and then you're able to mold things. So I'm making a bunch of different hides and areas to burrow into within the enclosure. Once these harden and the water dries out, they're basically rock hard. They can get damaged if you get them wet again. They will break back down into that sand-like material, but these are really, really great structures to make within your enclosure if you have a desert-like species. Once I had all my excavator clay in place, I started to add the rest of my hardscaping. So this is different cork bark pieces and some different wood pieces. This will give Eddie ample places to climb and burrow under. The other thing is to add in all of our really cool plants. So I'm going with a bunch of succulents and low humidity plants. So we have some Echeveria, some Haworthia, a bunch of different really, really cool plants in here. I added some finishing touches with Decor, like this cool branch that kind of looks like a tree sticking out of the ground. Once I had everything in place to where I liked it, it was time to secure my top screen. So all I had to do was screw in the 4 top screws, and then my Meridian enclosure was nice and solid and ready to be moved. Once I got it in place in the reptile room, then it was time to add all my lighting. So I have added a halogen basking bulb for the basking area, a UVB bulb, and an LED plant light to keep our succulents alive. Now it's time to show Eddie to her new enclosure. We hope she really likes it. You enjoyed this step-by-step build on how I made a bioactive leopard gecko enclosure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel for other builds just like this. Also hit that notification bell so you'll be notified for those videos. We're also on tons of different other social media platforms, so make sure you're following us there too, like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and even Pinterest. Thanks so much for watching.